So I'll continue. So like where I stopped is that to wish anyone evil, to wish anyone death, to wish anyone disease, to wish anyone bad thing is a crime. Whether you use your thought to do it, whether you use your mouth, you open your mouth and say those threatening words, whether any of the, once you say a thought, once you issue a threat to anyone, Chimnoke will never issue a threat to anyone. I don't threaten people. If you say anything that is not supposed to be said, I'm not playing. You cannot. That idea that they're playing cannot fly. Will not fly here. So I want everyone to understand that when you threaten anyone with your words, your spoken words, and your thought also, that this is also a crime. And a petition more day, though they need others claiming again, their own do also to one of our levels of awareness ancestors to prosecute, to detain, and to charge all those that people that will wish others dead, that wish others diseases, that wish others accident, that wish others all the bad things they wish others. That those people that are wishing them, because if you say something in your mind, with a thought, it's the same thing as you're saying something with a verbal, you're verbalizing it, whether they verbalize it or not. But if these thoughts are coming from them, our petition more they need others can educate to prosecute these people, to catch them, both their physical being and their moral being, to catch them and then prosecute them. And then if they say they will never listen, then our president wanted to take their, though the indigenous oral screening to approve their demise. That's, yes, I meant every word I'm saying about it, because they're using these things that they're wishing to those who doesn't know, or those who doesn't know, to kill others also. This is also true. So this is important that I say this, that this is also true. You won't get anything from me. If he's talking about pain, that is their pain, not my pain. So the thing that is there is that a thought was a form of communication, just like a spoken word. And again, that I call this thought, I call it the words of the mind. That is a in Ode Igbo, because always the content that because of the effect of a spoken word and the effect of thought is something. Is something. So, but this is the best way to communicate, because it contains, just like I was saying, just like I was saying before I talked about the ticketing thing. It's same thing as a communication. It's something is that the best way to communicate, because it contains everything that you need to put in a communication. So it's a complete communication also, because of it contains every form of communication. The spoken words, the verbalizing words, does not. It can also contain, if you use it to do with your more, but it can also contain, but it doesn't come close to the expression when you use your more, when you use your thought, your more to do the communication with thought. So with this, I will say, I will group thought, as I've defined thought, what thought is. I've grouped thought as this. I've grouped thought into 4 classes. 4 classes for now. It's more than 4 classes of thoughts. So the first one will be conscious thought. What is conscious thought? Conscious thought is when you are conscious that this is the thought going in your mind right now. This is the thought. That's when you're conscious of that thought. This is what the thought that's going in your mind. That's conscious thought. You are aware that you are having that thought, that communication, whether you're seeing the person or not seeing the person. But you know that something is going through your mind. You know that there's a thought, there's something that you know there's a thought, an idea. You can say an idea, but I won't put it, and I won't say it's an idea. You know there's something that is going on in your mind. You are conscious of it. That is conscious thought. So conscious thought is also on and in, for and off, new or time frame. That is both the new time frame, the now time frame, the future time frame, and the old time frame. So, and that also includes all awareness level in creation and existence. So thought is something that is a constant process. You're always thinking about something. But this also, the way to do this is to petition your day that you always think what your more wants you to think. It doesn't matter what the levels of awareness will project, but you will always think what your more wants you to think. So whatever the three levels of awareness people and awareness will project will not make any meaning because it's not registering. What registering is what your more wants you to think, which is an important tool because your more knows everything. Your more knows everything and is in everything. So that's the first one. Thought, the conscious thought, that you are conscious of that thought. Just like you're conscious talking with somebody, you're discussing something with somebody. It's also like that discussion that goes in the mind also. That's the conscious thought. Then the other one is not conscious thought. As not conscious thought of in, on, and for and off of a new, now, future, old time frame, and all awareness level in creation and in existence as one word as one. So not conscious, meaning that you are not aware of that thought. Yes, you can be unaware of some thought according to your day. So you are not aware of that thought. So when you are not aware of that thought, then that thought is I put it in a classification of not conscious thought. So you are not aware of that thought at that very moment. But you can become aware of that thought at any time your day wants you to understand that thought. But that not conscious thought meaning that you are not conscious, you don't know that thought exists yet. It doesn't mean that it's not existing. It's just that you don't know. And this is also another way, three levels of awareness people try to, those people that will give information and take it back, those people that will lie and decide and deny that they never sent that thought, or they will say they never said that in thought form. This is also one of the things they do. So this doesn't make, that thing they do doesn't make any sense. That's also being elusive in their communication for a reason, for deception and manipulation. That's also one of the reasons why they do this. So the third one is conscious reasoning thought. So conscious reasoning thought. So that's a thought that you are conscious and you are reasoning with all your more thought, all your more logic and your physical logic. You are reasoning with that thought. That's your thinking. That's the thinking. That is what I would call the thinking process. So you're thinking about it. So it's called conscious reasoning thoughts. You are conscious and you are reasoning with those thoughts. So those thoughts make sense. So it's also in and on and for and off, now, new, future, old time frame, and all awareness level in creation, in and on creation, creation, and existence, and so on, and so on concept. Then the next one is not conscious reasoning thought. So that is the one that is not that you are not seeing according to your day. Your day knows everything. So that's the one that you're not seeing. So that is not conscious reasoning thought. So meaning that it's not conscious, it is not reasoning, and it's not and it's also thought. Yes, it's also thought, not thought. It's also thought. So it's not conscious, it's not reasoning, and it's also a thought. So these are the things also the levels of awareness for. This is what they use to turn things upside down, to put in things that doesn't make any meaning. That when you examine these things with your logic, and with the more logic and the physical logic, these things will come out to be clear that these things that what they're doing is make believe, that what they're doing is also try to use this false reasoning and false logic to deceive others. So this is part of those things that the levels of awareness people use. That is the not conscious reasoning thought. They use it as also a means of control. So this is so again, I will say this again. There's no such thing. I said this before. There's no such thing as coincident. There's no such thing as coincident. There's no such thing as chance. There's no such thing as random. So thoughts is, was, are, were never random or sudden. So at all time, it's what they call chattering. that chattering is always going on, whether you're hearing it or not. So when they do it like this with their mouth and say things in their mind or their mouth, they're trying to make it to be that the other person will not understand this. But everyone knows that that the more is in everyone. Everyone's more is in everyone. So people know exactly that what the other person is thinking. If their more wants them to know about it, if they are more consider it important, then they will know about it. So again and again, thought is not random. Thought is not sudden. Thought is just like you're having a conversation with somebody, whether you're seeing them or not. This is important. Whether you're seeing that person or not, but you're having that conversation in thought form with that person or that group of person or that group of people. This is also real. So thought also can move from being a thought form into physicality. So this is also important that I say this. So then the thing I will say, I will before I conclude today, I will conclude the things I said before I started saying. I gave the story of what happens in America when someone fell a traffic rule or traffic violation, that the police were the one that are the ones that enforces this rule in America, and this is the way it is here, but they're showing and doing things differently. But I'm pretty sure if it's true that it's the police, actually the DA police, there's those police that that are unafraid to do their job. It's the ones doing these things here in Nigeria, and they're showing something different. I'm pretty sure they do each other's you can one of our levels of awareness and testers to show the evidences that prove this also, and also to punish those that will lie and deceive others. So I was going to see my lawyer, and then they stopped me. They said that I ran a red light. As I said before, there's no way someone can run a red light when there's a car in front of them and when another car is behind them. So the people that are in front of them and back of them, where are they? That's the question that will be asked to those that caught in front of me and said that I ran a red light. And I said to them, I did not run a red light. They said that I ran a red light. So just like I said in America, that this is how it works, that the police will, if they see that you are speeding or you ran a red light or any of the traffic violation or you're not wearing a seatbelt, they will just stop you. They will tell you what you have done. Then they will write a ticket for you. You don't need to waste your time. They don't need to impound your car. They don't need to impound your car for any reason for that. They will just give you a ticket and then write the ticket for you. You have two options, like I said, to either go and pay the violation, or to go before or challenge it, to go to a court or contest it. I use the word contest. I don't like to use the word challenge. I will use the word contest. So to contest is go before a judge and say that this is not what happened. The judge will consider the judge will consider the evidences the person will submit and the ones that the police will submit, and they will look at it, and then the judge will make a decision of which one is right or which one is wrong with all the evidences that they will see. Then this is how it happens in America. They will let you go right away. They don't need to waste anyone's time. And this is the way it's supposed to work. It's logical, and it's fairness it's unfairness to see someone that did not run a red light, to stop them, to run their car in front of them and say that they run a red light. This has also happened in Aba. This has also happened in Aba a couple of times, that people jump into the car and say that you run a red light or you stopped where you're not supposed to stop and all these things. These things are just what the levels of awareness people are doing here. And I just want to let them know that I'm using my day to tell them that these things will stop. These things will definitely stop, yes. Whether they like it or not, these things will stop. Everybody will need to get a job, yes. If you don't have a job, go get a job and stop going around pretending to be this and that and extorting money from people. Yes, I said that. So the other thing I will say this is this, that they took my car. They said go park. I said I would not. They said I should pay 60,000. They said 50,000, or either 50,000 or thereabout. They said that I will pay them 50,000 because of running a red light. In America, a ticket for running a ticket is about from $25. Yes, it's something. It doesn't matter what they're changing in Amawasa. So I went I packed, but they said I should go to the office. I went to the office, and because I'm a law-abiding citizen, yes, I will go to the office. I went to the office and said, yes, if that's true, if there are settlement from people, then I will use my money to do what I need to do. So I got there. They will start arguing about. They say I should give my key. I gave them my key. Yes. And then if it's true that they are doing this, if it's true that that I'm not, that I didn't follow any, if it's true that I didn't commit any traffic offense, then I will use my mom to take my key back or take my car from there back. But I will, and then after I talked with them, they were being combative, so I left. I said I will I will talk to my lawyer about it. Later I came back after in the afternoon, and then they said I will pay 15,000. So I paid 15,000. But they said one thing there is I said I need receipt to show that if I take this matter to the court, that this matter will be the judge will see the evidence of this. Also, I took a picture of the place I parked and the conversations I had. No, the place I parked, and then I paid the 15,000. I withdrew 5,000 naira in ATM in the POS. Paid 400 naira charge for withdrawing 10,000 naira. No, for withdrawing 5,000 naira. I had 10,000 naira with me, so I pulled it up and paid the 15,000 naira fine. They said, and I asked the lady, "Can I get a receipt of my payment?" And she said they don't. That the receipt has finished. I said, "I need a written something showing that I paid this money." They said that they don't give that. So that these stories. So if there's no proper accountability of, if you collect money from people, the same thing happened in Aba. If you collect money from people, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to give them a receipt that shows that they paid money, even if it's 1 kobo. If pay you 1 kobo, you write that thing that they paid 1 kobo, because this is not legitimate. This is not legitimate. That's why they refuse to give. They refuse to give receipt. So all the courts, all the Ode courts in Nigeria, all the courts in Nigeria are Ode courts. So all the Ode courts in Nigeria, in Africa, now knows of this information. Now they know this is also that these things, right, that they're doing, this money they're collecting has to be accounted for in any way, in any form. Even if it's 1 kobo, even if it's 1 cent, the person will write a receipt that I received this amount of money from this person for this violation. So when they go to their books, they will see that information that is there. And then if the person goes to the court, they will say, this is what the person paid, and this is the time and place the person paid it. Then the court will decide. The dear judge and the dear court will decide the right things here in Nigeria. And this is how these places are changed to be better than what it was before. So this is what I will insist, and the petition more dear, that this is the standard that needs to be upheld by everyone, to be responsible for everyone to be responsible for their own actions and thought also. To be accountable for and responsible for their own thought and actions also. So this is important that I say this on record. The next part will be that I will talk about the attributes. In my next video, I will talk about the attributes of 3 levels of awareness, awareness, people, life form, and things. Then I will continue this communication. I'll continue this communication discussion, and then we'll talk about the things I wrote down in the US, and then we'll go from there. So as always, I will stop this video for now, and then I will petition Mode to reorganize, yes, to reorganize all the things I've said, both in thought form and also in spoken word, that is verbalizing it. To petition Mode, Yorode, all others today, my Indiche, my more than 4 levels awareness ancestors, to reorganize, to update, to also to merge the physical, that is the physical discussion, what we just discussed, the physical conversation, into the more communication, and they become one, and they become a life form. And that this information will update itself, will correct itself, will learn by itself, and improve and get better every day. So this is my petition to my day to make this communication, these discussions we just had, to make it so simple that any being, any life form that says this, it will see the logics, the logics, the simplicity, the trueness that it rings and it sings and it emulates, that will see these things for what it is and know that this communication is coming from someone that have already merged with that part of them that never dies, that too cannot die, that cannot die. That's the purpose, not the levels of awareness. Those that refuse to merge, and I say this over and over, those that refuses to see the need to merge with that part of them that does not die, that creator's part, that ODA part, that more part that never dies, then they are also looking at their own demise. That's the levels of awareness before. So with this, I'll conclude, and all the things I say at the end of it, but I will make another video but I'll go ahead and say this. So the first thing is to appreciate more than each other screen educating, and all other screen is educating again, and at the bottom more than 4 levels of awareness, ancestors to show all the evidences, that proves that everything that I've discussed is true. That also proves that the first one is that seeing is not believing. So seeing is not believing, hearing is not believing, I won't get anything from it. Smelling is not believing, touching is not believing. We've gone through this. Doing also, the new update is doing also not believing. Because somebody can just wear others like clothes, like they do. That's what the levels of awareness people do. They wear others like clothes and run around that they're them when they are not them. So this is also a crime, and also punishable by indulging. So this that the seeing is not believing, hearing is not believing, talking is not believing, touching is not believing, smelling is not believing, doing is not believing. That these things can be manipulated by 3 levels of awareness. But when you use your more, your chi, your abra, which goes back to what I talked before. When you use your more to do the communication, when you use your more to do these things, they become real. But if you don't use your more, these things will be manipulated also by 3 levels of awareness. This is just the way it is. So the next one is that the people that call themselves when that's just people that call themselves babies or show themselves as babies, that appreciation model to show that this is not for even for those humans who have not merged or been not from here, or any life form or anything that have, or any life form or not life form that have not merged with that part of them that does not die, that they are not they are not babies that are helpless. That's not how they look. That's not how they are, both in the height and both also in both in the height form and any other form. That's not how they are. So what they're showing is just picture. That's what it is. Just like when I prove that thing, when I prove that sin is not believing, all the arguments that are used in that is also shows that this is not what is happening, what they are showing. So the other part, the third one, is that the truth will always be truth. Truth cannot become a lie. Lies cannot become truth. That one of the I rephrase this that I work for my day, so I'll make that very clear. I work for my day. That my work with my day is to keep in touch. I work for my day, and the work I have with my day is to keep in touch. That to keep in touch, that truth cannot be lies, and lies can never be truth. These things cannot coexist with each other. They cannot come together in any way, in any form. Then the fourth one is that a being that I will use this one. The fourth one is that the being that have I will use this. Let me use this. That Ezio Mume and Ezio Mume cannot be Ajo Mume. That is good behavior, which is a natural behavior, can never be bad behavior, which is an evil behavior. So good behavior can never be a bad behavior, and bad behavior can never be good behavior. So it's not to worry in any way, in any form. Also to show that that any being that have merged with their physicality into that part of them that does not like, which I call my mo, which is the creator's part, which is also my awera. Any being that have merged into that part of them that does not die, or that no force in creation can destroy it, that they cannot be destroyed by the Odia, that's correct. That any being that have merged into that part of them cannot misrepresent facts. They cannot lie. They cannot, if you put lie in their mouth, if they will throw it out. If they say it, they will throw it out. So if you project lies, they will knock it off if they say it, but they will knock it off anyway. So, but it's important also to state that any being that have merged with that part of them that does not die, cannot misrepresent lie, cannot deceive others, cannot use what they know to kill anyone or to have any bad intention towards anyone. But if anyone project these things, if anyone project bad things to them, they will use their more in the more way to kill that thought. And if it's true that that thought is real, then they have eliminated that thought also in the physical or in the physical form, or a human being or not human being, whatever thought that thought came with or comes with. So the other part is that the being that have not merged, or the being that knows it's true that they're supposed to merge with them more and refuses to merge with them more, will always lie, even though they will give the illusion that they will tell the truth and lie, because those things lies and truth cannot in any way coexist. So they are not, what they're doing is that they are lying, and they will always lie. They will never provide any good information. They will always lie. They always want to use any opportunity to manipulate and control others. This is very important that this is stated on the record. Then the other part is this, that there's a reason. There's a reason why my0 created the individuals. Does u0 created you a male or a female? Or my0, I wouldn't see that. I would say there's a reason why your individual they created that person as a woman or as a man. So that a woman and that woman and men are two different things and can never be confused. That I've said this also so many times, that the physical look of a man is different from the physical look of a woman. And the reason is this, that these things cannot be confused for any in nature. So that's why. So, and I've said this, that the wideness of the differences between the look of a man and a woman is like comparing what you call knot cat. That's a life form also. Knot cat with a palm tree, not palm tree, with a tree. That's how the difference of a look between a man and a woman. A woman cannot be a man cannot be a woman. A woman cannot project themselves to be a man in any way, in any form. A man cannot project themselves to be a woman in any way, in any form. That's the reason why these things are so. Then it's also that a woman cannot want to climb on top of another woman for sex. If they do that, it's a no-win-win. It's a lose-lose end for anyone that wants to do that, want to practice that gay lifestyle, because there's information that will they place that information. If it's confirmed that's what they want to do, then they will lose their physicality. That's why they say negative, positive, cancels itself out. Positive cancels itself out. So, and the same thing happens if a man wants to climb on top of another man for sex or for any reason, then these things will also happen, because positive cancels itself out, negative cancels itself out, because these things are not designed that way in any way. It's not designed that a woman will climb on top of a man. Yes, it's not designed that way. It's designed that a man, because a woman carries a vagina and a man carries a penis. So it's designed that a man will meet a woman, but when a woman will meet a man, but not to turn it upside down, not that way. That the man is the one having, with their equipment, with their penis, to have a sex with the woman that has a vagina. It's not the other way around. There's no experimenting here. All those things are destructive thought and destructive behavior. So if anyone wants to engage in those in the gay art, they will lose their physicality. It's just the way it's designed. But they will run around with this, with their physicality. It's also a crime to run around to where those people that have died as them, and run around that they're still living, they're not living, they are dead. So this is important that this is said on record also. That the next one is that that petition mode. This is one of the things I will say. Then I will close. That the force, that force I call my day, my chi, my abra, that creators that force I call my day, that creators part, I call my day, is confused on purpose by religious people and 3 levels of awareness by all religious belief systems and all the churches. They confuse this on purpose in order to deceive and manipulate and control others. And these things cannot be linked. These things cannot be confused. That the force that created the human is not all the things that religion says is it. That God, their Lord, their Messiah. I've said I'm not God, I'm not Messiah, I'm not deliverer, I'm not all those, I'm not Savior. None of those things that religious people talk about. I'm none of those things. I'm someone that have merged, that comes to a knowledge that they have more, they have chi, they have indiche, they have more than 4 levels of awareness, ancestors, and they've come to a point where I merge into that part of me that I call Moride, that part of me that does not die. Then that person lives forever, just like indiche and more than 4 levels of awareness, ancestors, and all those cultures that have done this both as a collective and also as an individual. So that's the purpose of life. This is the purpose of life. So that these things, that the people that are trying to confuse that force I call Mode with the things, with all the make beliefs that they have created, that these things that they are using this to deceive others, and these things cannot be confused. These things are separate, and these things cannot be even compared. Cannot even approach that thought to compare these things with the distance. They don't even come close in any way. There's no fight. There's no struggle. For those that have accepted that the day is greater and higher than them, and those that have accepted that is not a reversible concept, that the day is greater and higher than them, that the day is the one that created their physicality, that they will always listen and obey their day and do whatever the day wants them to do, whether they know it or not. So this is not that's not gospel here. This is the purpose of life, to get to a point to merge and understand that your day is the one that created you, that your day is the one that you should be taking your orders from. Yes. So with this, I conclude this my 11th OD, my OD, not to switch around YouTube teaching video. So I will continue next time to talk about the attributes of 3 levels of awareness people, 3 levels of awareness people and awareness people, life forms and things. And then we'll also talk about communication, and we'll continue the discussion on communication. So this is what it is. This is what it was, and this is what it will continue to be, always, in all time frames, in all awareness level. It will always be this, and it will update. This information will update itself. This information will upgrade itself. This information will know itself. This information will also learn by itself. And it is, and it was.